Hey guys, Max here. Sorry, I'm just really cold. Today I'm going to be teaching you about only way to multiply by 11. So, you may have been taught your 11 times tables, yeah? And you think it's completely random stuff. You were obviously taught at school, or if you're still in school, you would have been taught you should know 11 times table already. 1 times 11 is 11, 2 times 11, you're doing 2 times it, so just write 2 twice, you know, that kind of stuff. You learnt that up until 9. When you get to 10, you should know that it's 110. But obviously 11 times 11, actually we don't write that. When you get better, you actually write 11 squared, which is a little 2 at the top. Okay? And that will look like this. Okay? That's quite easy. And then 12 times 11, you should know that is 132. If you don't know that, that's fine. And let's learn about a new method. So, you can see me up here. So basically, when you multiply by 11, it's so simple. Let's come up with an example number, 32, let's say. So when you have 32, you're simply going to have to write 32 with a little gap in the middle. But right here, it's 32, so I just add up your digits. 3 plus 2 is 5. So it'll go all the way in the middle of the number. So 32 times 11 is simply 352. If you don't get that, let's make another example. 72, let's say 63 times 11, okay? So this one, 6 is your first number, 3 is your last number, 6 plus 3 is 9, 9 is your middle number. Bam, okay? It's that simple. Now let's go a bit harder. Let's see word 76 times 11. Now this is a weird one actually, guys. Let's put my phone up here. So, this is a really weird one. So when you do this, 7 is your first number and 6 is your last number. Well, so you'd think. But 7 plus 6 is 13. It wouldn't make sense if your answer is 7,136. That wouldn't make sense. So simply, if it add it as 13, the last digit is 3. But 3 is your middle number. With the 10, so you've got 10. So 1. First number, which is 7 plus 1 is 8. So 836. Okay? Now let's go even harder. This works for numbers in your hundreds and above. Let's come up with a good example. 132. This is good for beginners. Okay, ready? 132 times 11. How do you think you can do this? Do it in your head quickly. Okay, let's go. Only one I told you add up the digits. That is not true. Because if you had this, you can't really say 1 is your first number, let's say. 3 is next and 2 is last, for example. You can't say 13 then 2 then. For example, 13 plus 2 is... You can't say that, because otherwise you'd end up with an answer of like 13,152. That would not work at all. So it's simple. 132, yeah? 1 would be your first number. 1, add the next number is... So 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 2 is your last number. If you're wondering why, what's this? Look at my whiteboard quickly. Can you see it? There you go. Sorry, there's my phone's shadow. There, you see? 1, 3, 2, so 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus... Okay, you got it? Well, I hope so, because, yeah. But you know what? Let's teach you some more multiplication tricks. I changed my mind. This video is going to be like a multiplying by 11 video. Let's make this even longer instead of teaching you the stuff. So I'm going to teach you division into decimals, okay? So, here we go, let's learn. So, let's learn dividing into decimals, not dividing full-on decimals, okay? So, dividing into decimals. Here I am. So, a good example, let's say we had 3 divided by 1. You can't really divide 1 into decimals. Anything divided by 1 is a number that you divided by 1. Okay? So that means to find a decimal for something, you can't really do that, that's the thing. To find the decimal for 1. But so the decimal for 1 is 1. The decimal for 2 is the equivalent of a half, which is 1 divided by 2. So because of that, it's simply 0.5. Okay, your decimals will get harder though. The decimal for a third is 0.3 recurring. To write this, a recurring means just keeps going on. A recurring number is something that will just keep going on. So because a third is 0.3333, but you just say 0.3 recurring. And when you write it, you put a dot above the 3, which means recurring. That's simple. We'll go back to recurring later. A quarter is actually just a half of a half, which is 0.25. Okay? A fifth is 0.2. Now these are ones that quite often are like the most well known mostly. Now we're going into harder territory. 1/6, simply, 0.6 recurring. You can think of it actually as 2/3. Okay? We'll go back to that later, maybe. I don't know. Maybe another time, I don't know. A 7th is a hard decimal though. It's actually 0.14285 recurring. Okay, that's a hard one. Now an 8th is a half of a half of a half, so the half of the quarter equals 0.125. We'll go back to that later too. A 9th equals, wasn't it? I remember. Do I? No. I actually can't remember what 9ths are. I'm so sorry, guys. I actually should know this. I'm so sorry, guys. I seem to have forgot. Yeah, I seem to have forgot somehow. I think what I'm going to do is this. Find the number in between 1/4 and a 5th and multiply that by 2. Wait, I'll be back with you in a minute. Yeah. Don't think it did have to do with in betweening, sorry. Oh yeah, no, it has a heart. Yeah, I remember now. Okay. I had to use Siri for this here. 0.1 recurring. I should have got that really. Actually, I should have just done a third and divided that by 3. That would have. I didn't think of that. Okay. Now a 10th. It's actually just 0.1. Okay, guys? Because actually, this is when you write a 10th, you write the number 1 a line 10. I don't know if you know about fractions or not. You probably would by now. Okay, a 10th. That's simple. That means 1 divided by 10, because the line means divided by. But when you divide by 10, you just move down a column. So actually, just 1 down the column. So instead of 1, that's a 0 now. Decimal point 1, 0.1. It's that easy. Now 11. We've actually already seen the number 11 in this today. That was a 9th. And that was 0.1 recurring. I'm sorry guys, I might not use my whiteboard anymore. Anyways, that was a 9th. 0.1 recurring. It was that easy. So surely, you might know, I don't want to think surely, I do know this. 0.1 recurring is 11, technically. So 11 is 0.9. But 0.9 is too big. It's 0.09 because that's 9. So answer is 0.09 recurring. Now, I told you we'll come back to recurring. I'll quickly show you how to write a recurring. So, here's something you might want to know. So, when you're writing a recurring decimal, you'll see this quickly. 0.9 is with a dot above it. The 9 with a dot above it means 0.9 recurring. 0.09 with a line above the 0.9 means those numbers will just keep recurring. Easy. The decimal for a 12th is the last one I'm going to teach you. So I find a 12th quite hard to remember. So what I do is this. I find a 6th and halve that decimal. So 1/6 was 0.66 recurring. I want to see it was 66 recurring. Is my camera upside down, guys? Is it? Which way round is it? There? No. I'll put my camera this way round for now. Okay. So 6th was actually a 6th was the equivalent of 2. No. 1/6. 1/3 is 2/6. So you have to find a half of a third. I remember now. No, wait. I'll be back in a minute when I remember. A 6th was 0.166 recurring. So 1/6 dot above the 6. Actually, you just want to halve that, so it's 0.0808. So 0.8 recurring. It's that simple, actually, okay? So there you go, guys. But what about when you want to write it more complicated? Like for decimals, it's quite easy to double. 0.08, 0.16, quite easy, yeah? Except for the 7th, I'm going to quickly teach you that. 0.142857. Here's a quick method. If 1/7 is 0.142857, it starts with the lowest number in that pattern. 2/7, your numerator is 2, the top number. So 2, the second largest number in it is 2, 2857. 3/7, the third largest number in it is 4, so 42857. But don't forget to add in 1/4 next time. So let's say 2/7 is 2857, 1/42857. What unit? Okay, there you go. I don't know what my next video will be. That was a 13-minute video. That's all for today. Peace.